Like at Forest Park one night, you might have a folk act playing there.
Sometimes it depends.
And I'm sure it depended on the venue a little bit.
I remember when, what's their names? There was different groups playing there all the time. I can't remember. Simon and Garfunkel played there. And look at the type of music they did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you might go from Ted Nugent to Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah. What were like the big? What were the clubs like the blues clubs? Were there?
I don't think there was any blues clubs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that blues became popular. The Rolling Stones actually started out blues.
Yeah.
And there was a couple other groups. Lonnie Mack was more of a blues guitar player. He played in Dayton a lot. Some of the acoustic clubs, there was the Lemon Tree.
Lemon Tree.
Yeah.
So that was an acoustic club, you said?
It was more of an acoustic club. And there was a couple other clubs around that were mainly acoustic. But like I said, we were lucky to get to meet a lot of these people. I mean, Vicky, it was so funny. Vicky was talking about Mark Lindsay, wanted her phone number.
Yeah.
Did you hear that story?
Yeah.
He kept calling.
Right.
She says, "I'm only 16."
She's funny. She just contacted me a couple days ago. I think she's going to be coming in too.
I met her at the Battle of the Bands. I had left the Outcast. I met her at the Battle of the Bands, and we just hit it off, and we've just been friends ever since. I'll never forget.
You were both in high school, right? And
we went to different high schools.
Yeah,
we were high school.
She was.
I was 6. I was older, so she didn't have a driver's license. So I would take her and her boyfriend out, and we go hear bands.
Yeah.
That was my date. Sometimes I'd get lucky, she'd fix me up with a blind date.
Yeah.
Which was funny because one time she fixed me up with Brenda Bishop, which was in the GTs, the lead singer from the GTs. Brenda was cute, everything, but not my style.
Yeah.
But I fixed her up with the guy Thing that was in Bill Cadill's band, Mike Lazzara, that played with, we called him Thing because he was into things. But he ended up marrying her. That was his wife.
Really?
Everybody kind of knew everybody.
Yeah.
The group, I don't know if you call them the musicians and the hippies kind of hung together, and then those things grew and grew through the years. But I was just, it was a great time in my life because I got to go through all this, all the changes and all the music.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's so funny because a lot of us are trying to pass the buck, like I was trying to take some of these people under his wing, and they're doing the same songs. I mean, they're still doing Jimi Hendrix songs, and they're still doing Stevie Ray Vaughan songs, and there's these young kids.
I was in a band in the late '80s, and a lot of the songs we're playing, half our set was Beatles songs.
So it's
Louie
amazing.
Louie and all those songs, and
the Wooly Bully. I played that in the last band. How many times have I played Wooly Bully? 1,000 times, maybe. Yeah. Was Sam the Sham, by the way, from Dayton?
I'm not sure.
I think he might be originally from Dayton. He was born in Dayton.
Yeah.
But even after all the times I played Wooly Bully, when you're up there performing and you start that beat and the people come off their seats onto the dance floor, and it's you always learn that the more the more you make them have fun, the more it comes back.
to you.
Yeah. And it's like this aura going on.
And sometimes it can be the most simple beat, simplest song.
I'm on a Facebook website, and it's called Cover Central, and there's a lot of young groups on there, and I try to answer their questions for them. Of course, they don't want to be from Adam. It's all internet people. And they're talking about the songs they learn, and I said, it can be a 3-chord song. It can be Louie Louie. Some of these songs were not that hard to do.
Right.
I said, but the songs that, I think Shotgun's got 1 chord in it, maybe, or 2 chords.
Yeah.
I said, those are the songs you want get the people up on the floor. You want to get them up on the floor and dancing and entertain. That's what you're being paid for. You're getting paid for them to get sweaty and drunk so you can they'll drink beer. You know? But well, we don't like that song. Oh, I would never do Hang On Sloopy. Well, you know, you'll never work then. You'll be in the basement.
Right. That's your choice. Right.
How many times have I done Hang On Sloopy? Quite a few times, but the people like it. Like I said, there's these songs here. I printed these off because I'm thinking, whereabouts did I start? It was a 64, 65, and I'm like right in there. I'm like, because I remember learning this song, this song, this song.
Yeah.
I didn't have an eye.
Right. Well, because like you said, there wasn't much of a catalog to draw from, and
I told them, I says, we had Hit Parader magazine, which not always had the right words in them.
You can date yourself by the song.
They were talking about having their iPods right there by the
right.
with the words on them. I go, learn the words.
Right. It's not that hard.
I said, learn the words. I said, do you know how amateur you look when you've got this thing on your stand?
Yeah.
I said, I probably know 1,000 songs and I can still remember the words today.
Yeah.
I said, it was just a great time to. I would never thought of being in archives talking about this. You wouldn't think about that when you're a young person enjoying life and enjoying the music. I am fortunate to be able to play it. I really am. I'm fortunate to play with different bands and enjoy people, meet people. But Dayton was a really good place. Like I said, you didn't get the musicians, the super musicians from the smaller towns because they didn't have the jobs and stuff. I don't think they had the support.
Yeah.
They didn't have the teen centers to go to and the folk places to go into, or like I said, it was nice that the parents had halfway decent job. My mother never worked like a lot of parents didn't work. Mothers didn't work back then because Dad did okay. But we were fortunate to have enough DJs, booking agents, and places to play. These poor kids today, I feel sorry, they've got nowhere to go.
Well, and I think part of it is, a lot of these clubs aren't around. I mean, anywhere live music is anymore, they're in bars and stuff. You can't have a band of 15-year-olds, playing in a bar.
It's sad today because I wonder why the kids get bored and get in trouble, and it's like they've got nothing to do. I mean, there's nowhere to go.
Right.
There's no place for them to go. I'm from the baby boomers, which was a big generation. As the baby boomers came up, it seems like the businesses supported the baby boomers.
Right.
Oh, look how many teenagers there are. Oh, we'd open up this place. We'll just sell Cokes for $1.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, they probably couldn't do that today. How are these places staying open selling Cokes for 50 cents?
Well, and then you talk about later generations, and you talk about the Generation X and millennials, and where nobody seems to care so much for them. There
are a few of these musicians coming out of that, just like they came out of the 60s.
Yeah. There's some things that seem to be kind of really.
It's almost making a comeback slowly. I know some artists, quite a few artists, young artists, that are good. And they remind me, I call them my hippie friends. This is what I call them, my hippie friends. Because they remind me that they're thinking and everything about peace.
Well, and you see some 14-year-old kid stands up and is just killing Hendrix or something. Just playing like some kind of, and knowing that music, and knowing that whole catalog of music,
I know, and these, like I said, these young artists and musicians, they remind me so much of me or the old hippie days. They're into peace, they're into art, they're into peace, they're into the same things we want.
Right.
Human rights, civil rights, women's rights, gay rights. They're into the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kids not getting bullied, and they remind me, and I see this select few they're coming up.
Right.
I'm glad to see it. I hope things change.
Kind of developing that community of music again. And,
Mick Montgomery, the first time I met Mick, it was funny. He was living in a commune on a farm in Fairborn, and
Yeah.
that had Canal Street.
Yeah.
He was such a nice guitar. He was also a guitar player.
Well, and it's funny because we had this great event in November, and it wasn't too long after that. It was just one after another, with Jillies, and then Mick and I know my brother-in-law, he plays in a band and he's in his early 60s and he's been playing forever, and just casually talking with him, and just he's like, there are just so many of these local guys that were just everybody loved, that just had been playing for years and were just ingrained in the music community here. Several of them have passed away just recently.
Yeah, it's sad to see that. And if you're young, practice, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Write, play, perform.
The one place that some of this music history is being preserved, oddly enough, is YouTube. Before the Story Circle, we got a name of some of the bands. It was amazing how much stuff we could find up there, and Vondell Moore and Lenny Davis and Vondel, and he's great. He's like, when I come back from Florida, he's real excited. And
I think his sister was his sister Jerry Diamond?
I'm not sure.
I think his sister was Jerry Diamond, if I remember correctly. She was a great entertainer.
Yeah. But just start typing in some band names and performers, and that's also where I've been able to, like when I was trying to transcribe and somebody be riffing off, different musicians they played with, and I couldn't get it, but I knew the band name, and it would come up on YouTube, and it would show the name of the band members.
I wish we could get Rick Derringer down here to talk to you.
Yeah.
He wrote a song called Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo.
Oh yeah.
The song was about playing at a bar in Greenville called the Triangle.
Really?
Yes, that's where the song Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo was talking about playing. He was kind of thinking back when he was young and performing.
Yeah.
And in the lyrics, there was part of the lyrics says there was a band named the Jokers. They were laying it down. There was a band named the Jokers, actual band. And guess who the guitar player was? One of the Allman Brothers.
Really?
Yes.
Playing up in, what do you say, Greenville?
Greenville. Yeah.
Yeah, these anecdotes just kill me. You
So
hear
a lot of these songs
funny...
are, that's what that song was all about. But Rick played every other weekend with the Rick Z Combo or Rick Derringer Band or McCoy's in Dayton. Is where he got his start. But
was he from Dayton?
He's from Union City, Indiana, which was close enough where they played at Forest Park a lot.
Right.
And Sonny Flaherty's another one. You got to talk to Sonny.
Yeah.
We could Skype him or something, but like I said, there was a lot of, and the thing is, we're all still friends over all these years. We all knew one another.
Right. So you mentioned some of these guys, Sonny Flaherty. Yeah. Any other folks you can think of, local musicians that are still around, who would be good for us to talk to?
A lot of them have moved. A lot of them are deceased, passed on. I'm trying to think. There's a few that I could probably come up with for you.
Yeah, and really, anytime something like that pops in your head, just email me, give me a call, because that's what we're looking for. Is the hardest thing is kind of making those connections and getting in touch with some of these folks. My brother-in-law has been giving me some ideas too. He played in a band with Jim, and I didn't even realize it.
With who?
With Jim Foreman.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, the Elderly Brothers, and Don Snap.
They're still together.
Yeah. They play at the Trolley Stop.
Yeah, they played out there in
Dog's Breath. They played Dog's Breath
It's a
Tavern.
place out this way. W.O. Wright's.
I think they may have. Yeah.
Right.
They don't play too much, and it's the same story. It's getting harder. They can still really.
They're good. There's two older guys now, I think.
Yeah, there's the band. They've had some different members, over the years. Do a lot of Allman Brothers, a lot of American roots music, but they're like, Sunday morning after a gig, don't be calling. They're sore, and it's the lugging the equipment around.
They're
setup
where I was at in 2000. I can't remember whether it was 2002 or 2005. By the time I got done working all the hours of the week and then playing music, guess what I did Sunday all day? Slept.
Right.
Only day off. All I did was sleep.
They've just they still love it, but they've scaled back. And
so when you see Mick Jagger and their drummer, and boy, you got to give them guys a whole lot of credit.
Right.
A whole lot of credit.
Yeah, they just showed something on PBS, Sticky Fingers, where the Stones, they did a concert out in L.A. where they played Sticky Fingers from start to finish. Man. And I was just marveling at him.
He's 70,
the energy he has.
I'm 70, so he's 73.
He's at least.
73.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah. But the energy he has on stage to this day is crazy.
I wish
they started joking about when somebody tried to come out and tell Keith he couldn't smoke on stage.
Keith Richards.
Yeah, it's like don't.
I wish though that they would bring back Memorial Hall. Every song.
Yeah, Hera was.
Hera's gone. But the first concert that I ever went to, there was a traveling something of stars, and it was at Memorial Hall, and it was a great place for a concert. Now it's just kind of.
What are they doing?
They don't do anything with Memorial Hall.
Yeah.
It's a great place for concerts and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it. There's so many beautiful. Even Victoria Theater is limited in what they bring in comedians.
Well, I think I'm probably about. Do you have any other questions?
Let me see. From the beginning, I could tell that we were just going to kind of
right along.
In 5 minutes, you killed about. It's like, well, he's hitting them all. So let me see if there's anything else I wanted to ask you. So who were some of the guys that you played with right from the beginning? That you're still close with today?
Well, I just spoke with Greg Summers this morning from my first band. He's a retired atomic engineer.
Really?
In California.
Ira,
yeah. Of course, Ira's back and forth from Florida. And,
is he?
He's got a place in Florida and up here. I speak with Ira. Jim DeBoer from the band that I left, my second band. Mm-hmm. I was just over at his house this past week.
That was DeBoard?
DeBoard, D-E-B-O-R-D.
B-O-R-D, okay.
And Kenny Meir was from December Children, was M-I-R-R-E.
M-I-R-R-E, okay.
He's deceased, and Delaney is D-E-L-A-N-E-Y.
Okay.
But yeah, I still talk to him online. I still visit him. It's funny how you can know somebody for 3 or 4 short years of your
right.
It's like forever when you're young.
Yeah.
Those years are like this long.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years seemed like a lifetime, and then the next 3 decades seemed,
But we're all still friends. Arthur Van Winkle, who was also in December's Children. Steve Conley.
Who's somebody's a Van Winkle?
Vicky. It's Vicky's brother.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Another story. I go over to Vicky's house, and Steve Conley had left the group. I don't know why. I think it was girlfriend problems, but he was a good guy, Steve Conley. So now we're short a bass player. Ira's still in the band. I'm over at Vicky's house picking her up, her and her boyfriend, to take him out. I hear this kid playing bass. I go, I never heard that before, Vicky.
Who's killing the bass? Right? Who's
the bass player? Oh, it's my little brother. You never told me you had a brother play bass. Well, he's haven't been playing that long. Can I come in? Because I was at the door. Well, yeah, because I can hear the bass in the background. He's about the same age as Ira and him. I go, well, playing a band? We need a bass player.
Right. What are you doing Saturday? Right.
That's how he got in the band.
Right.
He was in another little band, I guess, and quit that band and joined our band.
Yeah.
He was the last bass player. Arthur Van Winkle was in December. Thank you. Forgot about that. Arthur. Arthur doesn't live that far from me. I get to see him occasionally. And Cliff Musselman I played the Stulax with. He's in Florida. I talk to him occasionally. I try to keep in contact with a lot of them.
Yeah. Sounds like the key is the name.
Pardon?
Coming up with the name of the band.
Some of the name?
The band we played in, we ended up calling ourselves The Name.
The Name?
Because we argued about it for about a month, and that seemed to work.
Well, that's like I was playing with Eric Solar, the one that I'd like you to interview his wife, because he's been around for years before he passed. We were arguing about, we're trying to come up with a name for the band one night. And so somehow we got off the name thing. We're trying to name the band. And we started talking about guitar players.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think's one of the best guitar players in town? One guy says, well, Ira Stanley. I like Ira. And bass player goes, I think Gary Hill's better than Ira. I don't know. There's a lot of guitar players around. He goes, I don't know. They start talking about Ira and Gary Hill.
Yeah.
Ira and Gary Hill. Somehow we got off the track about doing names.
Right.
Band names.
Right.
I said, come on, guys, let's get back to coming up with a name. I says, if you want to know who the best guitar player is, Ira Hill was.
Ira Hill.
That ended up being the name of my band.
Really?
Yes. I like that name.
Right.
And they were laughing.
Hey, that's
They were laughing. They go, yeah.
I think we're done. Yeah. Right.
So,
Right.
And then from Gary Hill, it was out there when we had the meeting.
Yeah.
And Ira Stanley.
Yeah.
We were arguing about guitar players.
Right. I was very excited because last week Gary sent me an email too.
Oh, did he?
And said everyone kept saying, "Come on, Gary, tell some of your stories." But we'd been there so long.
Gary's more laid back. He is such a talented person.
You could tell that he's very. Yeah.
He is such a talented person. I remember he grunted when I said Captain Crunch and the Bunch because he forgot that I remember when he was in that band.
Yeah.
That was his first band.
Yeah.
But he was a gifted guitar player too.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get those people that are just stand out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was gifted, man. He's kind of laid back, but if you get him going, get him talking, he'll open up a little bit.
Yeah. Did you ever play with Gary?
No, never played the same band with him.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
All them guys are nice guys. They're all nice people.
Yeah, I think he's got his own recording studio. He's got an email that I think it's like Gary Hill.
Mark Freese I don't know if he's still got his recording studio or not. He played music too.
Mark Freese?
Phrase.
Like
the Phrase Pavilion.
Oh, really?
That was named after his dad.
Yeah. We have the Ermel Phrase collection here. We have his dad's papers here.
Well, his dad's the one that invented the pop top.
He invented all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
But Mark Phrase had a studio for a while. Did pretty well with it. By the way, you might want to talk to the guys, Mahaffey, down at the recording studio. Phil Mahaffey.
Yeah.
Cybertechnics.
What's Cybertechnics?
Uh-huh.
Is that the name of the studio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot about Phil. They've had all kinds of groups and people, and I even had my son's band record there. So,
How long has that been around?
in the 80s.
Where is that? Is that in Kettering?
No, it's in Dayton.
There was one
You know
little
where the
store-
Egyptian is down? Is that East 4th Street?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
East 4th, East 5th. It's
Okay.
down in there.
Right.
Cybertechnics, Phil Mahaffey. He can tell you some good stories because a lot of people went to the recording there. He knows a lot of musicians.
You know, a funny story I heard is we interviewed somebody who we were doing a Dayton Airport project, history of Dayton Airport, and it was a guy who worked for one of the the airlines that you could rent charter flights, and they would do charter flights for a lot of these bands when these bands would come and play Hero Ring or stuff, and he'd talk about or when like Led Zeppelin would come to town, and they'd be off, and he'd just go, he'd be like hanging out in their plane, you know, and just talking about some of these guys, you know, that would be another interesting interview in terms of, you know, some of the folks. And
Yeah, we were, like I said, we were all fortunate to play at I guess it's being at the right place at the right time and growing with the music. We were right there, but we were that close.
Well, and I think any time when there's some sort of fundamental change going on, you know, I mean, that was such a...
It was a pretty large change, though.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty fundamental shift, you know,
Yeah.
in American society as you were growing up, you know.
Had the Beatles not made it, I don't know where we would be now.
Right,
We really don't.
right.
It just got the people out of the woodwork. Like, I've always been kind of the odd duck, which is okay. I found out that it's okay to be the odd duck.
Right,
You know?
right.
Especially with this.
Right.
It's okay to be the smart nerd in school. It's okay to be the
Right,
you
right.
know, it's okay to be the black kid. It's okay to be Hispanic.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to be a female.
You know what it is, and it's an interesting time right now too. You know, for a lot of those same reasons. I think there is a lot of that going on right now, where it's cool to be a nerd and it's cool to, you know, but then there's this other side of the coin right now too, which seems to be a backlash against a lot of that. You know, kind of going on at the same time. You know.
Yeah, I wish kids would calm down and slow down and enjoy life instead of not throw a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
We learned to lose, you know.
Right.
Learn to lose.
We got disciplined and and
not every performance was perfect.
Right.
You know, we had some
Right.
some boo-boos every
Had
once in
some
a while.
duds.
PAs break
Yeah.
down, or
Yeah.
you know, singing with a black eye. One time I was at the GBU hall. I guess I was asking the wrong girl to dance, and got I had to sing with my sunglasses on.
That never ends well. Right.
So not every time was good. That was another thing. I learned early in the 7th or 8th grade. Go to a sock hop, and all these girls were dancing with each other, and there was only one guy. He wasn't a charming guy, and he's dancing with all the girls. I'm like, all these good-looking girls are wanting to dance with him.
Yeah.
I better learn how to dance.
Right. It's because he knew how to
I really
dance.
enjoy dancing.
Yeah.
Another thing. In, I'm going to say 67, 68. I wish I could get some archives from Channel 2.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with a version of like American Bandstand that was called Disco 2.
Disco Tube.
Disco 2.
Disco Tube for Channel
From Channel 2.
Yeah.
The first episode, the first summer was called Swim and Swing.
Okay.
They had it at the pool next to Channel 2.
Okay. So it was a locally produced.
Yeah, locally produced. In the winter, they came out with Disco 2, which was like American Bandstand. And some of the local groups were on that show.
Yeah. To have some of that footage.
Got to perform live on the show.
Yeah.
But because I was a good dancer, I got chose to be a regular.
Really?
So every Wednesday night we'd go out there to tape the show, and then they play it on Saturday, like American Band.